Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, patients stranded across Nigeria as doctor strike enters second week. Lagos State government reaffirms commitment to compensate residents amid Oworonshoki demolitions. Governor Sanwo-Olu highlights Lagos' potential to drive national food security through innovation. ADC faults federal government over silence on Minister Wike's confrontation with Naval officer. Adamawa bans posters, banners on public structures. And Kano West emerges as key stronghold for Governor Bitamba's re-election. On business, the Alternative Bank wins Innovative Bank of the Year at AICIF 2025. FCMB moves to raise capital ceiling to 370 billion naira at crucial EGM. Foreign South Africa faces criticism for holding Palestinian passengers on plane for 12 hours. Malawi president extends state of disaster over drought, food shortages. And on sports, Nigeria set to face Congo in crucial World Cup playoff final. Barcelona targets Victor Osimhen to strengthen attack. Now the news. A nationwide strike by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) has entered its second week, leaving public hospitals across the country struggling to provide essential services. The indefinite strike, which began on November 1, is aimed at pressuring the government to address unpaid salary arrears, implement the 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund (MRTF), and improve working conditions. Major hospitals, including Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH, and University College Hospital, UCH in Ibadan, have seen significant disruptions. Accident and emergency units, outpatient departments, and wards are largely shut down, leaving patients without critical medical attention. NARD has accused the federal government of ignoring long-standing issues, including delayed promotions, poor working conditions, and manpower shortages. The association has stated that the strike will continue its demand until its demands are met. In response, President Bola Tinubu directed the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to restore hospital services immediately. The Minister of State for Health announced a task force to monitor hospitals and instructed consultants to maintain emergency services. Healthcare analysts warned that the strike could worsen pressure on Nigeria's public health system, as many low and middle-income Nigerians rely on government hospitals. Delays or denial of care could have life-threatening consequences. Lagos State Governor Dr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reiterated his administration's commitment to fairness, transparency, and the welfare of residents affected by the ongoing demolition of environmentally unsafe buildings across the state. The assurance was conveyed by the General Manager of the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, LASURA, Mr. Oladimeji Animation, during the second phase of compensation for affected residents in the Oworonshoki community. The government confirmed that all displaced persons would be resettled and adequately compensated, with payments ranging from 1 million naira to 5 million naira, depending on the value of the demolished property. The second batch of compensation follows an earlier distribution in which 79 residents were paid, and the government has indicated that more disbursement will follow in subsequent phases. Beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the support, describing it as timely and critical relief. Weeks ago, the Lagos State government denied allegations that it had willfully disobeyed a court order by continuing demolitions in Oworonshoki. Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Lawal Pedro, clarified that no court order had been formally served on any government agency prior to latest phase of the demolition. He emphasized that verbal notices of court decisions cannot compel government action and criticized what he described as the misuse of court processes to obstruct public interest. The Oworonshoki demolition exercise, which began nearly a month earlier, was temporarily suspended on Governor Sanwo-Olu's directive to allow residents time to relocate, underscoring the administration's effort to balance urban renewal with residents' welfare. Still in Lagos, Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu has said that strong collaboration between the state government, private sector, and young innovators positions Lagos to produce food at a scale that can significantly boost Nigeria's food security. The governor made the remarks at the Lagos Agri-Innovation Summit 2.0 in Victoria Island, themed Thriving Systems for a Smarter Future. Represented by his Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Sami Gube, Governor Sanwo-Olu emphasized that the agriculture value chain extends beyond planting and harvesting noting that the state continues to stimulate innovations to enhance food supply despite its limited landmass. The summit highlighted Lagos' unique position as West Africa's largest food market and the role of innovation in driving efficiency and sustainability in production, processing, and distribution. Governor Sanwo-Olu stressed that modern agriculture in Lagos seeks to attract national producers and leverage logistics to ensure food reaches urban markets effectively. Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food System, Mrs. Abishola Olusonya, outlined the vision for a youth-led resilient food system where fresh, affordable food is grown close to home and young innovators drive transformation in agriculture. She emphasized the importance of the Produce for Lagos program, which connects rural producers to urban markets to strengthen the state's production base. Keynote speaker and managing director of Sterling Bank, Mr. Abubakar Suleiman, noted that the greatest value in agriculture lies not on the farm but in consumption, highlighting Lagos' capacity to create sustainable value through its vast food market that serves over 50 million people. The African Democratic Congress ADC has criticized the federal government for failing to respond to the recent confrontation between the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Honorable Wike, and a naval officer, Lieutenant A.M. Yarima. The dispute reportedly arose over land allegedly claimed unlawfully by former Navy Chief Vice Admiral Awal Gambo. Minister Wike, during a press briefing in Abuja, explained that he was representing the president when the confrontation occurred and questioned the deployment of military personnel in what he described as a civil and private matter. He also highlighted concerns about selective enforcement of laws, suggesting that ordinary citizens are sometimes held to legal standards that appear to be relaxed for those connected to powerful institutions. In reaction, ADC spokesperson Balaji Abdullahi condemned the minister's action, describing them as unacceptable. The party questioned why the minister felt the need to appear personally at the scene to carry out the demolition, suggesting that such a level of direct involvement by a federal minister sets a troubling precedent. The ADC called on the federal government to clarify its position and assert accountability in cases where public officials or military personnel are involved in disputes over civil matters. The incident has raised broader questions about the appropriate role of the military in civilian affairs, the enforcement of laws, and the balance of authority between government officials and security agents in the Federal Capital Territory. As the debate continues, the ADC statement highlights the ongoing tension between political accountability and the exercise of power by public officials, underscoring the delicate nature of governance in Nigeria's capital city. The Adamawa Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources has announced an immediate ban on the posting of posters, stickers, and banners on public structures across the state. The directive, contained in a statement by Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Mr. Mohammed Sadiq Yola, warned that the practice had become widespread. Mr. Sadiq said the ministry had observed increased defacement of government buildings and public facilities caused by campaign, commercial, and promotional materials, describing the act as a violation of environmental sanitation laws. He said the behavior undermined efforts to maintain cleanliness and orderliness, adding that individuals, political groups, religious bodies, and businesses must desist from the practice immediately. He warned that violators will be prosecuted and illegally placed materials removed at the offender's expense in accordance with environmental laws. The commissioner therefore urged residents to support the ministry's commitment to promoting a clean, orderly, and sustainable environment throughout the state. And Kano West has emerged as a central rallying point for Governor Peter Mbah's re-election campaign as the Enugu Unity Forum EUF strengthens its grassroots structures across the local government. The momentum was evident during the inauguration of Nkanu West local government and 14 ward executives, where leaders and stakeholders expressed full support for the governor's second-term bid. The chairman of Nkanu West local government, Honorable John Chukwuma Obodo, highlighted the transformational impact of Governor Mbah's administration, particularly in restoring peace by eliminating the menace of unknown gunmen that once terrorized communities. He also emphasized investment in education, noting that the Smart School project has already commenced in the area. Residents were urged to ensure their children benefit from the initiative and take advantage of ongoing voter registration. Key projects of the Mba administration highlighted at the event include the renovation of Hotel Presidential, revival of Niger Gas, upgrading of Holy Ghost Bus Terminal, construction of 260 green smart schools and Type 2 primary healthcare centers, completion of the International Conference Center, and ongoing construction of the International Hotel. Major roadworks such as the Amodo Abugo Afu Amagunze Road were also noted. Honorable Anene Namani of Akebe Ugu Ward, speaking for the ward executives, pledged to promote Governor Mba's initiatives, describing his projects as evidence of effective governance. This is ComfortTV.channel news. We return shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned to ComfortTV.channel news. In the world of business, the Alternative Bank has been honored as the Innovative Bank of the Year at the 7th African International Conference on Islamic Finance AICIF, underscoring its commitment to transformative, inclusive financial solutions across the continent. The award, presented recently at the Eco Hotels in Lagos, celebrates the bank's commitment to driving positive change through financial products and services grounded in non-interest principles. AICIF has long been a cornerstone for intellectual discourse and professional excellence in finance across Africa. The awards recognize individuals and organizations that demonstrate exceptional dedication, innovation, and excellence in advancing the principles and practices of non-interest finance. Chairman of the AICIF Award Panel, Professor Abdulrazak Alaro, praised the transparency of the process, commending the awardees for their significant contributions to advancing interest-free financing for Africans. The Alternative Bank stands out in Nigeria's banking sector by combining non-interest principles with cutting-edge digital solutions. Launched as a non-interest window in 2014 and officially licensed as a bank in 2023, the bank has positioned itself as an industry leader. Its offerings, such as the Alt Elite Premium Banking Suite and an innovative gold-based reward system, are redefining banking for a new generation of customers. Alt Bank remains committed to pioneering new solutions that empower customers to shape the future of banking in Africa. The Alternative Bank commenced its journey in January 2014 as a non-interest banking window in sterling, with a vision to create a dynamic banking experience that respects individuality and speaks the language of its customers and partners. Still on business, FCMB Group PLC has unveiled plans to raise its capital ceiling from 340 billion naira to 370 billion naira as it intensifies efforts to meet the Central Bank of Nigeria's CBN revised capital requirements. The proposal will be presented to shareholders at an extraordinary general meeting (EGM) scheduled for December 8, 2025, according to a corporate filing with the Nigerian Exchange on Friday. The new capital targets reflect a strategic recalibration designed to ensure that the group flagship banking subsidiary achieves the minimum capital threshold mandated by the CBN ahead of the March 31, 2026 deadline. In addition to last year's oversubscribed offer, FCMB also raised $15 million via a mandatory convertible loan issued to qualified investors. On the foreign scene, South African authorities have come under heavy criticism after more than 150 Palestinians, including a woman 9 months pregnant, were held on a plane for around 12 hours over complications with their travel documents. The passengers who landed at Johannesburg Tambo International Airport morning after a stopover in Nairobi, Kenya, were reportedly denied entry because they lacked X-stamps from Israeli authorities, did not specify the length of stay, and had not provided local addresses, according to South Africa's Border Management Authority. A pastor who met with the passengers while they were still on the plane described the situation as extremely stressful, with children crying and screaming. The standoff ended after South Africa's Ministry of Home Affairs intervened and the non-governmental organization Gift of the Givers offered temporary accommodation. Following the intervention, 23 passengers traveled onward to other countries, while 130 remained in South Africa. The incident has drawn attention amid heightened international concern over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and ongoing violence in the West Bank, which continues to affect millions of Palestinians. Malawi President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has extended a state of disaster to all 28 districts and 4 cities as the country grapples with severe food shortages caused by prolonged droughts, officials say. The extension comes after an initial declaration in October affecting 11 districts. According to a Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee (MVAC) report, the food situation is expected to worsen from October 2025 to March 2026. Around 4 million people are experiencing high level of acute food insecurity, with 8,000 facing critical conditions, according to the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification (IPC). Chief Secretary to the government, Mr. Justin Sadie, emphasized that the declaration is aimed at mobilizing urgent humanitarian support to affected communities. Commissioner for the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, Mr. Wilson Moleni, said the move allows more resources and support to reach those in need. Executive Director of the Consumers Association of Malawi, KAMA, Mr. John Capito, praised the decision, describing the current food situation as very depressing and appealing to development partners to provide immediate assistance. Under sport, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will face Democratic Republic of Congo in the African World Cup playoff final tonight in the Rabat, Morocco, with the sport in the Inter-Confederation playoffs at stake. Nigeria advanced to the finals after a dramatic 4-1 extra-time victory over Gabon in the semi-finals, while Congo edged past Cameroon 1-0 with a last-minute goal from captain Chancel Mbemba. The winner of the final will represent Africa in the Inter-Confederation playoffs in March, competing for one of the last 2 places in the expanded 48-team 2026 FIFA World Cup set to be held in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The Super Eagles will rely on key players like Victor Osimhen, Chidera Ejuke, and Akol Adams, whose performances were pivotal in the semi-final victory. Congo, meanwhile, will look to Mbemba and Brian Chipenga to replicate their decisive impact. Coaches from both sides are expected to field their strongest lineups, making this a high-stake clash that could determine the next African representative in the Inter-Confederation playoffs. Kickoff is 8 p.m. tonight, with fans eagerly anticipating a thrilling encounter between 2 of Africa's top footballing nations. Still on sports, FC Barcelona is reportedly prioritizing a move for Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen this summer as part of a broader strategy to reinforce his attacking options. According to Features, the 26-year-old Nigerian forward is seen as a cost-effective and high-potential solution to complement and eventually succeed veteran striker Robert Lewandowski. Sporting director Deco and Barcelona technical staff are reportedly impressed with Osimhen's combination of physical power, explosive pace, goal-scoring instinct, and leadership qualities. These attributes are viewed as critical for a forward capable of leading a top European side, both on and off the pitch. The move is seen as a strategic step in maintaining the club's competitiveness and shaping the next generation of its offensive core. And that's our news bulletin this evening. But before we go, a recap of our top stories. Patients stranded across Nigeria as doctors' strike enters second week. Lagos State government reaffirms commitment to compensate residents amid a war on shocking demolitions. Governor Sanwo-Olu highlights Lagos' potential to drive national food security through innovation. ADC faults federal government over silence on Minister Wike's confrontation with Naval officer. Adamawa bans posters, banners on public structures. And Kano West emerges as key stronghold for Governor Peter Mbah's re-election. On business, the Alternative Bank wins Innovative Bank of the Year at AICIF 2025. Foreign, South Africa faces criticism for holding Palestinian passengers on plane for 12 hours. And on sports, Nigeria is set to face Congo in crucial World Cup playoff final. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay connected, stay informed.